Welcome. Today we're going to learn Parshas Re'eh. So the pasuk says like this: Rak chazak lebilti achoil hadam. Don't eat blood. Ki adam hu hanefesh. V'leisoichel hanefesh shem habasar. Don't eat the dam and the nefesh. Soichel hanefesh shem habasar. So Rashi says like this: Rak chazak lebilti achoil hadam. So Rashi brings the machlekes tanoim about this pasuk. So the first is Rabbi Yehuda says like this: Mimasha nemer chazak. Says you have to strengthen yourself to do this. Not an easy thing. Ataloimed shehayu shetufim b'dam le'achloi leficha chutzrach loimer chazak. The people ate a lot of blood. They liked blood. They were into eating blood. So that's why you have to tell you chazak, because it's something that people habitually do. They eat blood, so they have to tell you not to do it. This is what Rabbi Yehuda says. Shem ben Azai says, Aimer, Leiboa kosov el lazhircha ela metcha, to tell you, at kamat tzarich lechazik mitzvahs, how much effort you have to put into mitzvahs. Im adam shu kal lishamer memenu. Blood, it's very easy not to eat blood. Shein adam misavalay, a person doesn't like it. It's disgusting to eat blood. Hutzrach l'chaska bazarosla, the Torah tells you, strengthen yourself not to do it. Something that's very easy to do. Kal v'chaymer l'shar mitzvahs. Mitzvahs are more difficult to do. Certainly need effort and strengthening yourself. So it seems to be that these two Tanoim are like at opposite sides. I mean, what is the Metzias? Rabbi Yehuda holds that people love dam, they drink dam all the time, and Rabbi Shimon ben Azai says that people can't stand it, they don't like it, it's disgusting. So what is it? So I'd like to explain it like this: that before the Mabul, people were not allowed to eat animals. Why? Because you can eat plants, but you can't eat animals. Because animals are conscious beings. They have, don't necessarily have self-awareness, but they have consciousness. They feel pain. An animal is a creature. So they were not allowed to eat creatures. Just eat plants, which are insentient and nothing that you could eat. After the Babel, then they were permitted to eat animals. However, only the meat, not the blood. Why? Because the blood is the nefesh. The lifeblood of the blood of a creature is its lifeblood, and that gives it its chiyas. You have you could have a limb, you could have something. Those are things that are part of it. But the blood is the creature. Without blood, there is no creature. So that's why, even though they were permitted to eat a piece of meat that comes from an animal, but if you eat the blood, that means you're devouring the animal. The animal is not something that should be devoured. Even though in the beginning you couldn't touch it, so now you can eat a piece of meat that comes from the animal, but the animal itself you should not eat. Adam hu hanefesh, you shouldn't eat it. In the old times, in the ancient times, the reason why they were shtufim b'dam, the reason they wanted to eat dam, is because it gave them a sense of power. You see sometimes like a villain will say to his victim, "I'm going to kill you and I'm going to drink your blood." What does that mean? I'm going to drink your blood. I'm saying I'm going to eat your leg. I'm going to drink your blood because that's you. That's your nefesh. I'm going to devour your nefesh. So this is why they were shtufim b'dam, not because they liked it, not because they enjoyed it. It's nothing, you don't like it, it's disgusting. But when you drink the blood, that gives you the sense of power. So when you drink the blood of an animal, that gives you the sense of power over the animal world. So that's why it's also that's what Rabbi Yehuda says, that you need the chizuk, because people have an inclination to show their dominance, to show that they are in charge, they are masters of the animal world. And Rishon ben Nazir is coming from a different side. Rishon ben Nazir is saying, it's true that, he's not disputing what Rabbi Yehuda says, but it says, Lamaisa, it's something disgusting, something people don't like. So mainly you can learn from this a kal v'chomer, that if you need a chizuk, not to eat something you don't like, certainly you need a chizuk to do mitzvahs which are a little bit harder. Okay. Now, I'm going to look to the Parsha of Meses. This thing we spoke about a little bit in Mishpatim, but I think it's kedai to say it again. So the pasuk says like this: that a Meses, so you have to kill him. Don't listen to him. Rashi says, he's begging you to be Michaelim. But there's a pasuk Azav Tazavimai. This one, no, don't be Michaelim. Now, in Mishpatim, what does it mean Azav Tazavimai? So Rashi says in Mishpatim that sometimes there are words in Lashon Kodesh which Azav means to abandon him. It says so then so Azav Tazavimai. No, it means you should abandon him. No, it means you should help him. So how does it mean? So he says the word Azav could mean to abandon, Keli Loma Zaftani. It could also mean to help. And it brings a pasuk in the Chemya, I think, that says Vayazvu Sa'ir. They reinforced the city. So you see, the word can mean both things. In this case, Azav means that you should help him. Onkelos says something else. Onkelos says, a well-known Onkelos, he says, Mishbag Tishbag Madda Beliba Chaloi Safarikimai. Let go of what you have in your heart against them and help him. That means that you have a grudge against this person. This person is your enemy, and you have a grudge against him. You resent him, you hate him, and now he's in trouble. You have to help him, but don't help him just like that. With a glowering face. No. Let go of what you have in your heart against him. Be Michael him. Let go of your grudge and help him. Besever upon him yafes. Help him like a mensch. That's it. That's how Onkelos learns. So Rashi learns Azav means help, and Onkelos means be Michael him. So in this Rashi that says that you should be Michael him, because it says Azav Tazavimai, so the chacham points out that he seems to be going with Onkelos. Onkelos says Azav Tazavima means to be Michael, and Rashi says means to help, and here he's bringing the pasuk over here to be Michael him. So he says that Rashi is going with Onkelos over here, but that's a little bit difficult to say that Rashi is not consistent. So I would like to say Pshat and Rashi like this: if somebody asks you Mechila, why do you have to be Michael him? So the Rambam says that you shouldn't be an achzor. Not to be Michaelim is a midas achzoris, so therefore you should overcome your midas achzoris and be Michaelim. I'd like to suggest that Rashi holds the reason why you have to be Michael somebody is because there's a mitzvah of Azav Tazavimai. This person is coming to you and being mischanen with you to be Michaelim. He is staggering under a burden of guilt, and he's carrying a shver pekel. He feels sorry. He's staggering under a burden of guilt. Now you have to help him with his pekel. You have to help him. How do you help him? By being Michaelim. In this case, you have to. A person who's in trouble, you have to help him. If his donkey fell down, help him pick up the thing. If he's staggering with guilt, then help him remove his guilt. So the mitzvah of Azav Tazavimai, so Rashi is not bringing over here Azav Tazavimai, the taich of the word Azav Tazavimai. He's saying Azav Tazavimai. On the contrary, Rashi says Azav Tazavimai, lo zeh lo tazav. Don't help him. Rashi is using his own explanation, not Lazel loy timchal, Lazel loy tazov, because to be moichelim comes from the mitzvah of azav tazavimai. This one you should not help him. Lazel loy tazov. Okay, I want to conclude with one thing. The pasuk says like this: Efes ki lo yeh b'cha evyoin, ki baruch v'recha Hashem. So Rashi says that Hashem will bench you and there won't be an evyoin. There won't be an evyoin. So Rashi says, Ulhal no'imer ki lo yechtal evyoin, there'll always be an Evyon. Here it says that Hashem will bench you, there's no Evyon, and here it says that there will always be an Evyon. So Rashi says like this: if you're listening to Rabban from doing his rotzen, there will be Evyonim, but it won't be yours. It will be from the people who will be the Evyonim. When you don't do the Rebbeinu Shalom's rotzen, Evyonim b'chem, you will be Evyonim among you. That means Evyonim will come among you. That's what Evyonim b'chem means. Later you see the same thing. Me'ochicha Evyon, Rashi says, Im loy titin loy, if you're not going to go give Evyon, Soifcha liyos achiv shel Evyon, you will be the brother of an Evyon. So here he's telling you that if you don't do the Ritzon Shel Makom, then you will have among you, there will be Evyonim drengzach among you. If they do Ritzon Shel Makom, they're going to be, maybe they'll be Goyim, they won't be among you, they won't be your people. But if you don't do Ritzon Shel Makom, Evyonim b'chem, then there will be among you. Why doesn't Rashi say that if you don't do Ritzon Shel Makom, you will become Evyonim? Why does he say that the einish is that you will find yourself surrounded by Jewish Evyonim? Say you will be an Evyon if you don't do Ritzon Shel Makom. By Achicha, he says, if you don't give to Achicha Evyon, which means, it doesn't mean his actual brother, it means your brother as being part of your people. If you don't give to Achicha Evyon, then what's going to be the end? You will be the brother of an Evyon. Your brother is going to be an Evyon. Why is your brother going to be Evyon? You're going to be an Evyon. Why does he say this? Okay, so I'd like to explain this with the Gemara in Parshas. Well-known Gemara. The Gemara says, "V'safta gonecha." Oh, it says like this. It says, "L'yomish sefer Torah mipicha," that you should be learning all the time. It says that v'safta gonecha you should work. So Rav Shimon ben Yochai says, "B'zman sheYisrael oitzim ritzon shel makom melachtam nasim al yidei acherim. U'zman she'ein oitzim ritzon shel makom melachtam nasa al yidei atzman." You're going to have to work yourself. So, Vayim Shemaya, that you're going to do all the work for Saf Ganecha, that's talking about Ein Oiser Ritzon Shel Makom, but that you sit and learn only, that's Oiser Ritzon Shel Makom. So the Masha asks, how could you say that the Parsha Vayim Shemaya is talking that Ein Oiser Ritzon Shel Makom? He says, V'hayim Shemaya Teshmu, that you will listen. So, they are Oiser Ritzon Shel Makom. So the Masha says, that you see in the parsha of V'hafta, it says V'chol v'chol nafsho v'chol ma'idecha. In the parsha of V'hayim Shemaya, it doesn't say V'chol ma'idecha. So apparently, even though you're listening to Rebbeinu Shalom, that you're serving him V'chol v'chol nafshecha, you're not serving him V'chol ma'idecha, so you're not such a big tzaddik. So since you're not such a big tzaddik, therefore you'll have to work yourself, and there won't be melachta chanasa al de'acherim. This is what the Marshal says. So, when Rashi says over here also, "B'zman shat oisim ritzon shel makom," maybe that's Rashi's means the Gemara in Brachas. That means the oisim ritzon shel makom means that the b'chol meidecha. Ein oisim ritzon shel makom means not b'chol moedecha. So what's the b'chol moedecha, with all your money? So we spoke about this in Parshas Vayishlach, that there are three parts to a person. There is the guf, and there's the neshama, and there is the money. Dvarim hanogim al guf, dvarim hanogim al neshama, dvarim hanogim al mammon. The need of I'm not going to go into this at length now, but the need of a person for money is not to fulfill the taivas of the guf. It's to fulfill the taivas mammon, which is insatiable. A person needs money because it gives him a certain sense of security, whatever it is. A person has a need for money which is independent of anything else. So, if a person is not Eiser Tzon Shal Makom with B'chol Moedai, with his money, that part of him is what's flawed. Not the guf, not the neshama, the ma'oid, his wealth. So if you're going to say that the punishment is that you're going to become an Evyon, that's a punishment to the guf. You're not going to have what to eat. You're going to have to go around and collect just to be able to eat. It's not a direct punishment to the ma'oid, to your sad hamamen. But if you're going to be surrounded by Jewish Evyonim and you're going to be forced to give them money, if your brother is an Evyon and you're not going to be able to refuse him and you're going to have to give him money, that will be machniya and break the tzad moment that you have. That's why he says it's directed at your tzad moment. The directing at tzad moment is to force you to give away the money that you have. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you again next week.